Hey guys, what's going on? Hermdo back with you. We're talking Pistons in the playoffs. The Pistons enter the 26th postseason in an unfamiliar but earned position atop the Eastern Conference. With regular season wrapping up with the number one seed effectively secured, the path to the finals mathematically runs through Little Caesars Arena. However, the advanced metrics, betting markets, and tactical realities paint a highly complex picture of their playoff ceiling. Here's an in-depth look at how the Pistons fare and what they're going to be facing going forward and what to kind of expect. Medical cloud, Cade Cunningham's status. The single biggest variable for the Eastern Conference bracket is Cade Cunningham's collapsed lung. The scheme impact. Cade is the undisputed engine of this offense. In his active minutes, Detroit operates a high frequency of spread pick and rolls. He sits at the NBA's elite percentiles in PNR efficiency, generating roughly 1.14 points per possession. As a ball handler or passer, without his gravity and pace in the half-court offense is forced to manufacture space through off-ball movement rather than on-ball dominance. The betting market outlook. The futures market is currently hedging heavily against Detroit. Despite holding the top seed, sportsbooks are pricing the Pistons at a slight discount to win the East, often trailing the Celtics or Bucks on the board. If Cunningham returns for Game 1 of the first round and looks unhindered, those current title odds offer massive closing line value. CLV also. Advanced statistical profile and Bickerstaff's tactics. JB Bickerstaff has completely transformed the identity of this roster. They are not winning with overwhelming offensive firepower. They're winning through a suffocating scheme versatile defense. Detroit boasts a staggering 109.5 defensive rating, second in the league. Bickerstaff utilizes a highly effective hybrid defensive approach. Rim protection. Jalen Duren has matured into a premier drop coverage anchor. Opponents shoot well below league average at the rim when Duren is the primary contest, altering shot trajectories even when he doesn't block them. Perimeter pressure. The energy of Javonte Green and the defensive maturation of the backcourt have allowed Bickerstaff to deploy aggressive next defense principles, stunting at drivers early and recovering fast to shooters. They force a high rate of live ball turnovers, fielding a lethal transition attack. Offensive adjustments, the non-Cade minutes. To survive their recent absences, the offense has shifted to an elbow hub system. Duren and Paul Reed operate from the high post, running continuous dribble handoffs, DHOs, and split cuts to free up elite shooters like Kevin Huerter and Duncan Robinson. While this egalitarian approach works to the regular season, the team's half-court offensive rating dips noticeably without Cade, which risks being exposed in grinding late-game playoff scenarios. Here's some key roster X factors, assuming the roster gets healthy, specifically Tobias Harris and Duncan Robinson shaking off their hip issues. A deep playoff run will heavily rely on the supporting cast optimizing their roles. Dennis Jenkins is secondary creation. Jenkins has been a revelation down the stretch, but playoff defense will trap and blitz him aggressively. His true shooting percentage in isolation situations will dictate if Bickerstaff can trust him in closing lineups. Tobias Harris, bailout scoring. When the DHOs are blown up and the shot clock dwindles under 5 seconds, Harris is the designated safety valve. He needs to maintain efficiency in his mid-range pull-ups to prevent empty, momentum-killing possessions. Kevin Huerter, off-ball gravity. Huerter ranks among the league leaders in distance run per game. Offensively, his constant movement forces defensive miscommunications, creating driving lanes for others even when he doesn't touch the ball. Matchup outlook and spread projections at the number 1 seed. Detroit will face the number 8 seed emerging from the play-in tournament based on the current standings. This usually yields a few distinct stylistic clashes. The grinders, e.g. Miami Heat, tactical nightmare, Eric Spoelstra's zone defense, heavily disrupt elbow hub offenses and force players to make rapid reads. Expect Detroit to be a narrower home favorite, e.g. minus 4.5 or minus 5 in a potential series like this, given the opponent's playoff pedigree. The paced offenses, Chicago and Atlanta, highly favorable matchups. Teams lacking elite point of attack perimeter defense struggle to stay attached to Huerter and Robinson navigating screens, as they often lack size to keep Duren and Reed off the offensive glass. Detroit would likely command heavy lines, minus 7.5 to minus 9.5 at home against these profiles. The Pistons have a defensive floor, rebounding superiority, and home court advantage of a legitimate championship contender. Their scheming is airtight. However, playoff basketball ultimately devolves into half-court shot creation against set defenses. Without a 100% healthy Cade Cunningham available to bend those defenses, Bickerstaff will have to coach a masterclass in offensive execution to push this team past the second round. So what do you guys think of all this? What do you guys make of all this? Do you think Pistons got a good shot? I think they're bound for the Eastern Conference Finals. At least if everything goes right, if Cade comes back before the playoffs. I know I made a Hermdale guarantee that Cade will be back for the playoffs, but this team definitely needs him. I mean, I know they've been playing extremely well without him, but still, you're going to need your top guy to attack those defenses, generate the scoring. You just can't do much without the guy, even though, like, Dennis Jenkins, Jalen Duren has been absolutely sensational for the Pistons. He steps up. This team's got depth for days, but still, you need your primary facilitators on this team if you want to get anywhere in the playoffs. But let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to Detroit Fan Forum, and I will talk to you guys later.